The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club...
Battle Stadium D.O.N.
With the release of other anime fighting games like Jump Superstars, it's easy for someone to overlook a game like Battle Stadium D.O.N. In fact, most people will take one look at the gameplay and think it's simply a Smash Bros. game. So while it takes a lot of ideas from Smash Bros., Battle Stadium is pretty much Smash Bros. On anime crack. The D, O, and N in the title stands for Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, and Naruto. I guess that was a good move since NOD may have very well been pushing up against some copyright infringement.
Challenge. Time
Regardless,
challenge.
Battle Stadium D.O.N. takes the tried and true formula of Smash Bros. And does something a little different with it. It can even be slightly considered ahead of the game by introducing ultimate attacks that can deal a lot of damage on community. Was this at the sacrifice of an extended roster or extra features? As far as I can tell, all signs point to yes, but there may have been other deciding factors. By the release date of July 20th, 2006, Naruto and One Piece weren't even close to wrapping up, and as far as I can tell, neither storyline is even remotely close to finishing. So Dragon Ball Z gets a whole 2 extra characters in comparison to One Piece and Naruto only getting 6. Each character has their own different ultimate move and set of specials true to their character, along with little quirks depending on the anime they come from. Dragon Ball Z characters can zip left and right quickly in the air, making recovery easier. One Piece characters all have unique recovery moves, such as Usopp using the zip line to gain height and distance back in the direction of the stage. Naruto characters share a similar recovery ability, but this differs from character to character. Some characters don't really have any moves they can use to recover, so you may be sinking early if you're not careful. The stages, all derived from certain scenes in the anime's respective universes, have some variety. While some are challenging and move quickly or are full of obstacles, others are a little more neutral, allowing for a straightforward fight against friends or the computer, if you'd rather duke it out without things getting in your way. A true test of skill. When characters use their ultimate specials, and sometimes when only using normal special moves, they tend to transform. Other times they transform during burst mode, which happens when you have the upper hand. More about burst mode in a moment. These transformations range from recognizable transformations like Luffy's Gear 2nd, Goku Super Saiyan, or Naruto when he taps into the Kyuubi Chakra. Burst mode activates on your character when you gain a significant lead. This can be used to quickly and easily land finishing blows, as your specials and ultimates gain more power and are equally more devastating. Similarly, you have more knockback and power on your normal moveset, making burst mode a definite advantage. However, if an enemy attacks at the same time you do, you lose a majority of your gain to a reverse attack, which pretty much evens out the battlefield again. Most characters are generally focused on a particular stat build. Characters like Rock Lee, Gaara, Boo, and Roronoa Zoro are focused on power. Luffy, Goku, Naruto, and pretty much every Dragon Ball Z character focuses a little more on balance. Characters like Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sanji focus on mobility. So your playstyle will differ most depending on who you're playing. Power characters will be up close and stay up close, looking to deliver strong attacks and knock their opponent off screen or in the pits to get the upper hand. Mobile characters will benefit most from hit and run tactics. Balanced characters can generally pick a tactic and do just fine. The game has several modes of play to keep things moderately interesting. Battle mode takes you to the normal game where you can select a character, select a difficulty, then play. Missions along the way, which are as difficult to accomplish as they are to read without a translation guide, allow you the opportunity to earn coins. The coins are used after the game on a slot machine. There's no typical unlocking methods here. It's all a game of luck. If you get 3 jump icons in a row, you enter the bonus stage, which is more of slot machine goodness. And the bonus stage is where you unlock characters, stages, and have a better chance of getting cards. Survival mode gives you a life bar and forces you to fight against 1, 2, or 3 other opponents. Naturally, you want to keep your distance and try to conserve your life bar, because there's absolutely no health ups. Unfortunately, there's no real reward to playing survival mode, it's just there for the challenge. See how far you can get before you fall into a pit. Anyway, so while the game stands on its own nicely, one can't help but compare it to Smash Brothers. The similarities are just uncanny. The original button mappings are different, A to jump, B to attack, and Y for specials. But they pretty much feel almost exactly like Smash Brothers. In fact, if you have any experience playing Melee or Brawl, you'll probably feel right at home with just an iota of practice when you load up D.O.N. So while ultimate attacks can be launched whenever you want, and like some special moves can be charged, some of them range from bad to absolutely devastating. Just like Brawl now that I think about it. Fortunately, if you're aiming in the wrong direction, every character can initially turn around while you're charging the attack, and attack in the opposite direction. This makes it a lot easier to land ultimate attacks. Some characters can even launch it at multiple angles. The other things I have a problem with are that the stages are too small in comparison to some of the characters. Faster characters can cross the stages at a dash in only a few seconds, while others move at a snail's pace. There's a definite lack of balance in the characters, especially where the Dragon Ball characters are concerned, that should have been addressed. Once you get past that frustrating mid-air infinite dash move, you can pretty much completely dominate the field. That's not to say that the other characters aren't playable. Many of them are definitely worthy for actual competition, but frustration can mount if your characters have specials or ultimates that are supposed to land, but the last, or several hits, miss, when they clearly aren't supposed to. While many characters don't have this problem, some characters like Rock Lee or Sanji tend to end their ultimates early, or characters have an easy time escaping the ultimate with little or no game loss. The stages themselves tend to also loan a bit of frustration in the gameplay. Stages like Giant Jack and the Forest of Death move quickly or have gameplay elements that can frustrate and annoy you to the point of ripping your hair out. Watch out for the snake! Other levels have obstacles, but none are quite nearly as terrifyingly bad as the two aforementioned levels. The life bar can tend to be a little misleading. There is no life bar in the traditional sense, except in survival mode. The actual life bar is shared by all the combatants. The goal is to get everyone to the point where they have no lead and KO them, or let time run out. Last, but certainly not least, the slot machine is wild and unpredictable. There's no timing involved. If you just press the buttons, you'll get cards easily. If you try to time it to get into the bonus stage early, in order to get stages, ultra rare cards, or even secret characters, you'll find that you'll never make it, or you'll miss completely, when you probably should have nailed it easily. Still, despite those negatives, the game is fairly solid and worth playing if you're bored of Smash Brothers, or don't feel like hunting down games like Dream Mix TV World Fighters or the DS Jump Fighting games. However, unlike the DS Jump Fighting games, which are on a region-lockless Nintendo DS, the Wii, or Gamecube, depending on which system you currently own, will require a freeloader in order to actually play. If you're a fan of crossover fighting games like Marvel vs. Capcom, Dream Mix, or Smash Brothers, and you happen to like one or more of the anime showcased in this title, then this game is pretty much catered to your taste. Importing the game shouldn't cost much considering the release date, and Gamecube games got a serious price cut when the Wii was released. If you're interested, well, now's a good time to find it and pick it up.